Hello and welcome to this video series 5 minutes on SQL. In the last video we talked about DDL, that's data definition. Once the data is defined into your tables, now we need to manipulate. That's why we need to know the DML statements, that is stands for data manipulation language. Data manipulation doesn't mean that the data should be existing within the table. You can also use DML statements, that is insert, to insert the data into your table. Then further you can update and use delete. There are further more commands in the data manipulation language, but we will only be focusing on mostly and widely used. Those are insert, update and delete. So let's move to the SQL and have a deeper look into these statements. If we look at the insert statement, that follows into the table name and then the column name and then value and then the values that you want to insert into. In this test DB, I have a table called as documents, and if you can see, I have one row added to that, and this table contains 6 columns. So in my first statement I have added insert into and specified the column name. So you can see that I have specified a column name wherein the values will, these values, the corresponding values will go into those columns. It doesn't have to be in the sequence as you see in the table. The second way to insert columns, insert row, is using insert into documents and then values. So as you can see that I haven't specified the column name, but I have to make sure that I add as many as values as the number of columns in my table. So you can see that I have 6 values inserted using this insert statement. So let's go ahead and execute this. One row affected. So if I go ahead and look at my table, you can see that I have the second row added. Further, I can go ahead and update my table. So you can see that I'm using the update statement followed by the table name, the set command, and then making sure that what's the column name and the value that I want to add. So as you can see in my update statement, I have update, the column name is documents, and then I'm modifying the column called as user ID is equal to 2. It is most important to know that you should use the where statement whenever you're using the update query, because it is necessary to update only the row which is going to be affected. So as you can see, my where statement has I'm specifying that the user ID should be 2, where the document ID is 2. So as you can see in my table, the user ID is 1 for document ID 2. So if I go ahead and run this query, one row affected, and if I go ahead and check my table again, you can see that the user ID has been updated. The next one is delete. So delete follows by the document name, the table name, and then the where condition. It is most important to remember that whenever you're using update and delete statement, you use the where clause, because if you are not using the where clause, it's going to update all the values in the table. So if I execute this delete statement, I can go ahead and look at my document table. I'll just update it. So you can see that the second row has been deleted. So that was the DML statements widely used. The next, what we are going to look at, DCL, that is data control language. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.